Okay. Welcome to the Inside Scoop of KC. I am your girl, Kara, and here's the scoop for today. I got my cousin with me. We're doing a little conversation in the beginning, and I got a little mini vlog at the end. So, welcome to my channel. We got more coming on the way. I got my family in here, got my friends, people that I love, and I'm just so excited for you to watch.
Oh, that's perfect. I like that a lot. I like how yours is like on the party side, mine's on like the cultural side. Yours is like all the alcohol.
Some wine would hit.
You want some wine?
Of course, I just changed. Hey, do you remember your steak face?
Huh?
Your
Oh
steak
my god,
face?
yes.
Come on, you gotta remember that.
And that white piece
Why did you put the kids down?
Can you sleep at like 1:30? And Ace went to sleep at like 2:30, bro. I'm like, go sleep.
Oh, you'd be like, again?
He'd be like, not talking. I'd be like, Ace, wait.
Why is he traumatized, guy? What did you do to him?
I've done so much to him. I feel bad.
I mean, you're his parent, so
I don't know, but
every parent, you know, goes through with their child. Like you went through with your mom. And now you're just going through it.
I know I scarred him a lot early. Unintentionally.
I feel like better young than never, you know? I mean, young than later.
Never. That's like the only option. Just do it young.
Or never do it.
Right, or never do it at all.
Oh my god. It was fun at beach here. You like it?
To a luxurious pampered lifestyle.
To our trip to Jamaica.
That's fire.
That is fire.
That deserves Rice Krispies.
Bro, I can just imagine you on the beach.
I'm like, no, go get the coconut from the tree.
You're like, yeah, I'll get it.
I'm like, alright.
A little monkey
Can't do
sound.
it. Yeah, I'm like, I can't do it. I'm like, Carol.
I'm like, I got you. Have a
I got you right. You get like a little like tarpon touch.
A boomerang, bro.
No.
What did you say? A tarpon?
You know those things that they used to catch the whales with? Like, it has like the spear in the end. It looks like a stick.
Mm-hmm. Oh, bad.
You said a boomerang? No. No.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
That is funny. Sweet.
What are you gonna ask me? Okay, go.
Whoa. No, I was FaceTiming Siri and like, he was just like, I was telling him like basically what happened with me and like.
Siri's our cousin.
Siri's our cousin. I forget. I'm like, anyways. Yeah, so Siri is our cousin and we were on the phone and like I was telling him how I went to California and how, you know, basically I had to come back because just things just like didn't align, like it just wasn't how I wanted to live. And then like on top of that, like my mom was, you know, getting in and out of the hospital and stuff like that. So like I was like, bro, I'm just gonna come back. Anyways, he didn't know that. So I
Oh,
told
you know
him,
you came back?
yeah, so I told him and then we were just talking about like lifestyles, right? And like how it's just like everybody's lifestyle is just so different, you know what I mean? Like it's just like my problems, like my stress could be light work to somebody else, you know what I mean? And then like or like vice versa, like it's just like crazy how everybody's just like on different paths. Excuse me, thank you. On different paths, but like still we're like streaming together. You know, like it's just like
We're all kind of in the upscale
yeah,
right now.
yeah,
We all like go through things energetically as one. But I don't feel like what you go through is like light work to somebody else. I feel like if they went through the same thing, the mentality might be light work. Like the situation might still be hard on them, like physically, emotionally, spiritually, like all that. But I think it's all about mentality. So I feel like that's just what separates people
right,
from dealing with it and how long they're gonna deal with it.
right,
Because the body follows the mind.
right. What I'm talking about, we be like chatting and my hair's on my arms.
Do you want to be from the UK?
Do I
You
want
be
to
like chatting. I'm like, Kara, what? Where are you from?
It's just my version of slang.
I think you
Come
like
from
have
everywhere.
a character of yourself.
Let me know.
And I'm not gonna be telling too much. You have
No,
to.
I would know, like literally. Cause like I always.
Let me get deeper and just
No, it's
something
okay.
giggly, funny.
No, go ahead.
You want to do your spiritual session? Well, not like a reading, but like a spiritual session
Yeah,
about yourself.
sure.
You ready?
I'm kind of scared. I'm not gonna hold.
I don't know. We can talk about this.
Okay, so like
That's
what?
not-
Okay. So you were saying how like I hold like a certain character.
Okay.
And I want to know, like, honestly, because like.
Can we get into like me like literally rubbing in my hand and more? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know.
Boo. Bro. Okay, so Anaya is my cousin, and Anaya is very gifted, and I would definitely put her like information down below and her website and stuff. But she's a gifted individual, and whenever I ask her deep questions like this, she always is like, "Do you want to know the truth? Are you sure? Are you ready for the truth?" I'm like,
Okay,
bro, like, am I not a good person?
No, no. I feel like when I do tell you about you, like I know you take it in, but then like I feel like every time, and it's not this time because we're set up differently, but I feel like every time like she'll like take it in, and then she's like, I gotta go. I'm like, okay, if you need me, call me. So I don't know. I'm like, I don't know, cause I can go like really deep, and you will not expect what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, I don't know if I should even start.
Bro, that'd be too funny. Yeah, I know you're expecting it
Yeah.
because I'm like,
You expected something light, and I'm like, it's never light in this head. It's like straight.
straight to it.
But it helps you heal. It's like the quickest ways. It's no like pussyfooting around it. You'll get clear answers.
That's true, but like you scare me though, because I just like how you, most of the time you be hitting it like right on like the head, and I'm just like, okay, and then some of the time I'm like, wait, what? Because I'm like, is this gonna happen in my future, or like this is like me just like trying to heal from my past, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I need to take steps like this in my future in order to heal from my past.
Yeah, the way like my visions work, it's not even like a one thing. Like some people like just see spirits, some people just see the future. Like my thing, it's like somebody will ask for clarity, and I'll talk about something that happened when they were 6, and they won't even know that I know this, and then I'll be like, but I'll talk about like everything that happened, but I'll say what I see for you in the future, how you can heal and how you can progress is you step in this way, you move in this way within yourself. I'll just see like the flow within everything. Like that's why I used to call them timeline soul readings, because it's just like a whole thing. I feel like you can't really tell somebody about their future if you're not connecting the past, because they're all one. So how are you gonna heal yourself going forward if you're ignoring what's back there? Because if you go forward, you're just gonna keep repeating the same patterns and cycles because you're stuck back there.
That's why I be like nervous, anxious, because I just don't know what you're about to say, you know what I mean? Like, she's about to say something about my character.
Oh, but
She's
it was
about to cover my character.
yeah, it was about to go into like your dad. Like I was about to go in. That's why I was like, I don't think we should talk. You know, people have layers, and I feel like I'm at the seat.
Yeah, no, for real.
You wouldn't have expected me to say something like that. Right? Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't think we should talk about this.
Because I could see like what route you were going in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just want to leave that one out.
Well, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll stop.
Are you okay? Oh.
It's like, you know, like you have a last crack. Oh no, I hate those. Mary does those. They just don't feel good.
No, maybe it's a crackhead.
Mary was like, he's just
a
like
crackhead. No, he's just like, I don't know. He's so different. I get nervous when I'm like right here on my neck. I'm like, ooh.
You know what's
I
funny?
don't know if I should do that.
Me and Mario were on shrooms. He was like, I don't know if I told you this, but he was like, how did we end up together? And I said something. He goes, you're so funny. And I was like, I don't want to be funny. Like, I don't want to be beautiful.
No. Facts, but you are funny. That's what makes you beautiful.
Something that we kind of like went through recently that I had to kind of reflect on myself with, which I thought like he was really, really in the wrong for until I was like, I'm dealing with this out of emotion.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of has to do with what I just said, but the other day he looked at me and I was wearing my twist, right? You know, I'm medium and fuck, right? So I'm like, hey, you know, looking like a nigga. I'm like, hey, and he was like, and I'm like, what? He's like, I just want to look at my girl and say, wow, she's beautiful. And I was like, yeah, I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, you're taking your, like, I'm like, no, that's fucked up. Like, why would you say that? Da 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 da. I was like, I'm getting off the phone. I texted him, I was like, if you don't see a problem with that, you could just find someone. Like, I was like pissed, right? And then he was just like, okay. So then I started thinking about if I brought this situation to my spiritual healer, right? And what she would say. And first I was like, why am I so triggered? Because if he said, babe, you look beautiful, I would say thank you. But he said something that I feel like might be a little bit true. And I feel like when I wear my twist, I don't care. And that's why he's like, you look like you just don't care. Like, even your parents say, like, you look like a nigga. Like, I don't want that for my girl. And I was like, I had to really sit back and I'm like, damn, like, if I don't care how I look, like, even if I look like looking crusty and then the next one I look bomb, if I don't care, why should I expect him to, like, you know what I mean? Like, if he said you look like you don't care, and I'm like, well, I don't. Like, why is that okay for me but not okay for him to feel like that? That's not fair. It's like he wants me to be the best version of me, or like wants to be like, oh, I love your hair out, and I'm like, I have to wear my hair like this because it's the quickest way for it to get healthy. But then I'm like, okay, what's deeper than that? I feel like I didn't get told when I was younger, like even from my own pops, you know, like, you're beautiful. Like, even if he felt like that, I never got told, like, you look beautiful even when I look crazy. Like, when I look crazy, it's like, you look ugly. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you look like a boy.
Yeah.
So it's like, me having that and then me hearing that from him, I'm like, why are you saying that to me? It just hits again from like, just stuff when I was a kid. And I'm like, that's not fair for him because I have to heal my own self. Like, I'm always beautiful, like, no matter what. But why can't I present myself to my man in the best way, in the most feminine way? Because he loves me when I'm feminine. Like, he loves that about me because he's very masculine. So how is that fair? Because I don't care, he has to care.
I feel like if I did bring this to my spiritual healer, this is what she would say, and like you kind of like corrected yourself. That's some good strength right there, because I would have been heartbroken.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would have been like, what the fuck?
I started
love me.
Yeah, bro.
And I started going into like different things, like, so all this time, like, you never thought I was beautiful.
I even told him, I was like, I feel like you even said before, like you look at me certain ways when I wear my hair like this, and I don't feel the prettiest. Like I feel like you only are attracted to me when I look a certain way, and I don't want that in a person. And I'm like, but I view it that way. So like, does he have to view it that way? Why? Just because that's my views on life? Like, why is that fair? So then I have to like compromise or just try to understand him in his eyes. Because it's not just me in the relationship. So I'm like, okay, I'll try to, like, I can do better. Like, I'd be like, I really don't care. But then it's like,
but then you be like wearing, you know, like what you had on earlier.
but that's like, that's cute, but then it's still like, this is what he looks at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
I mean, he look at the body too.
I have to do better. Let's just be honest. I have to do better. Yeah, and it's like, I feel like, and it also, I think, hurt because I wanted to, and I think that I couldn't tell him, like, I want to, like, have my nails done, toes done all the time, but I'm going through a time where I'm trying to save money. And it's like, all that in my head came out as, like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So it's, like, so much deeper than that. So I feel like we have to, like, kind of just self-heal when we start getting triggered by things, because it's not the other person's fault that we have an attachment to what they're saying.
Right. And, you know, like when you said earlier, like, you know, your pops and even Lo, little Lo, like, I'm pretty sure there's been like times it's like, oh, you look good, you know what I mean? But it wasn't like,
They'll just be like maybe if it's for like
an event or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
But I look like this 90% of the time.
Right.
So it's like, come on. So I know I have to do better.
Yeah, but like me looking at you, I'm like,
you're my cousin.
I understand.
Yeah. And with Mary, I told him, I was like, I feel like whenever I look at you, like, and I was like, there's times like you're dressing however, your hair looks crazy, and I'll say that looks crazy to me, I don't like that, but I won't say, I want to look at you and think, wow, you're handsome. You know what I mean? Because I don't care about all that. Like, I'm so past that, like, 3D.
Yeah.
I'm like 40, 5D up. Like, I don't care about all that. Somebody said that, I'm like, okay, he's not me.
Mm-hmm.
How I process things. He's probably looking at this like, he's fucking crazy.
He's shit talking me
literally.
Love you, bro. So my first question, it's kind of weird.
Take a drink. No, okay, go ahead.
No. Take a drink. Yeah. If this was Nai,
oh my god,
pre-children would be shutting it up. Anywho, first question is kind of funny, you know, but what's your shower routine?
My shower routine?
Yeah.
It's not normal. Is that what you asked me? You gotta know my shower routine?
No, I don't.
That's so weird.
Why?
It's not weird like that because I'm naked, but it's weird because my shower routine is really not normal. I like to, like, every time I shower, I like to, of course, have the kids situated or their sleep or whatnot, right? Mm-hmm. But when I shower, I make sure to have the lights off if I can, because I don't like artificial lights. Like, if I'm about to enter like, I really do this like a ceremony. Like, this is kind of weird you're asking this. This is like sacred to me, but in a good way. Mm-hmm. So I like to have the lights off if I can, if it's daytime. If it's nighttime, I don't know. Depends on, because I'm scared of the dark. So I'll turn the lights off. I'm scared of the dark, bro. I've always been, because I used to see stuff.
Yeah.
Being big.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. So I want to have the lights off, right? And then I'll go in, I'll just start letting the water hit me, and immediately, like, the first minute, I'll just, like, it's so weird. Like, I'll go like this, like, as if I'm, like, going around my aura, and I'll literally go like this, and then I'll put my hands up, like, to where the water is, and I'll just start saying, like, affirmations or just stuff that I want to leave my body. I'll just say, I release any doubt or fear in my life. I release any insecurities. I release any low self-esteem, all of that from my body, and I imagine all that going out of me and into the drain. And then after that, I'll do it again, and I'll just say, I command for my words to speak unconditional love and truth. I command for my ears to hear what needs to be heard. I command for my eyes to see past this 3D dimension. I command for my my body to feel the signs so that I may guide others to be their best self. Like I have a whole routine. I say the same thing every time I shower. And then I'll say, and I close off all these messages with the cold water, then I'll like switch it to the cold and I'll act like all that's being like sucked into my body. So then it's like closing all that off, and then I'll go ahead and get out the shower. But of course I'll wash my body, you know? Of course I'll wash my body, but
She's like doing rituals at least.
yeah. Yeah, you know. But yeah, that's basically what I do.
Can you also like clarify that like all rituals aren't evil? Like all
Oh yeah,
rituals
no, so
aren't
I don't look at I hate like language because it's like words are so constricting. So I don't like the words ritual. It's more so like a personal thing to like lift me up for the day. Because if I don't do it, I feel like when I speak to somebody, like I said, like I command for my mouth to speak unconditional love, my words speak unconditional love and truth. I feel like if I don't do all those things before my day starts, like I'll address people like, you know, very, very differently. I feel like it sets my day for me to be the best, because I'll think about me in the shower when somebody's coming at me and I feel like I want to react very negatively. I'll be like, I can't, because I commanded myself to speak to them a certain way and I don't want them to see me in a light that's not me. That's not how I'm starting off my day.
Thank you. That's really good, because I don't do that. So
Other people do. Trinity will be with us today. She has boy diapers on because she's outgrown hers. Hopefully she doesn't want to eat. Anyways, yeah, I'm still breastfeeding.
your teeth
She's
don't walk out, you know, I'm about to blur it out for a second.
Not, what accent is that?
You never stop me, man.
I know, I'm like, damn, she got like 12 people in there. What was that, like Jamaican or country?
I'm good.
What was that?
If I could like wake up and just choose an accent for the day, like
You would?
I would. I love
That's lit. That would be
It's
fun.
just, like, it's so fun, it's so cool. Like, you know, just talking like this is like,
It just sounds so
It's just like-
monotone the whole way.
my regular voice.
No, like people who don't have accents, like us, like
Yeah.
it's just like.
That's like if somebody like speaks to me in like a different language, I'm like, say it again. What's your favorite memory of us?
Of us?
Yeah.
Every time I think about us, bro, I always think about that time at JC's house, bro. And I don't know if you knew that after all these years. Yes, it still comes up every time.
Bro, that
Because it was just like so much is going on.
you know, way too much was going
Too
on,
much.
and it's just like, and it all happened. You know, like it was just all happening at once too.
Yeah, do you want to tell them? Wait, we should just skip over. It was a lot, bro.
Yeah, it was a
I
lot.
was doing some crazy things, and it was
Yeah.
just too much going on.
Yeah.
Woo!
But JC saw us, yeah. Shout out to JC. Hope you're doing well. But,
Yeah, we're doing well, girl.
okay, let me think of my favorite memory.
There's so many.
There's just so many.
Like, we just laugh all the time.
I don't know. I kind of want to say when Ace was born, because that day was just
Holy
so,
fuck. I'm crying.
That day was just so crazy to me. Like I was like, I have to go. Like I was at work. I was like, I have to go. She's in labor. Like, and you were just now like having contractions. So I was like, yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah, and her, like, when there's like too much going on, she'll like come to me and she's like, hey, Nine. And I'm like,
How you doing?
I'm like, hey.
Kind of like this. So like I went into the hospital room. Okay. I hear her, ooh, ooh, but like drawn out, okay? Baby daddy's in the back trying to rub her back. Me and him make eye contact. Bro is sweating. He's like, he's just like making all these faces, bro.
All these sides,
All these
faces.
sides and faces. Anyway, so fast forward to when she starts pushing because it was a minute. her other sister was in the room with us, and she was behind the. No, I was behind the curtain, and at first she had her leg up, and the doctor was like, "Okay, 9, like yeah, we're gonna push on 3." And her other sister, she tapped out first push.
I like, so for me, it's like being on the bed, the hospital bed, like I'm trying to push, right? And like my other sister's right here, and Kira's like down lower on my foot, and Mario, my kid's dad, is on the other side. And I'm pushing, and then I look to my right, and then my sister's all of a sudden in the corner, like fanning herself. I'm like, it was happening in like sections. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And I push again, and then it just like, I feel like he needed to come out. This isn't Ace, this is true. I feel like he needed to come out, so like I grabbed my feet and I'm like, and the lady goes, "We don't do that here. We don't do that." Because she was like this black lady from like Ghana or something. She's like, "We don't do that. We don't do that." And I was like, okay. So then they grabbed my feet. She grabbed one thigh. Mary grabbed the other thigh. I'm like, ah. It was crazy. It was wild, bro. Do you remember when she said that? We don't do that here.
Bro, I remember because after Nikki tapped out, I was like, oh gosh, I was holding your leg, and I feel like you thought that I wasn't holding it.
Bro, she was not, because I was
but
like,
I was definitely holding it, and I feel like this little freaking flexible.
I'm like,
bug. Oh, she was like,
I literally grabbed the back of my
she
feet.
grabbed the back.
With both my feet, I'm like,
bro, she's so out. Because was like, no.
Yeah, she's like, no, we don't.
Your
do
mom
that.
was like, Night, chill. I'm like, I want a baby.
I want it out of me.
One of my favorite memories with you because I just like seen like how like vulnerable, you know, like
Vulnerable?
yeah, vulnerable.
Okay, no.
Vulnerable a woman's body can be, and it just like I don't know, it just like shocked me, triggered me.
Yeah, and you guys can watch my birth with her at home water birth with her on my YouTube channel. She's like,
She's like, I don't want them to see. So, what year did like everything spiritually change for you?
no kidding. What year?
I think mine was like when I moved in with you guys the first time. Everything just like complete reset.
It's like there are so many different times. There's so many different changes for me spiritually. Like there's changes for me spiritually, like as a mom, there's changes spiritually for me, like with my visions, there's changes spiritually for me, like knowing, like going into like the spiritual, like there's so many different. Which one?
Which one? Let's do like. I mean, like I wouldn't say like mentally, but like the first day, like I'm talking not mom, I'm talking like not like adult, because I'm pretty sure it started like what preteen?
Yeah, it started.
Because like I'm saying like the moment you like started thinking.
I was like 12 for yourself.
So that's like what 6th, 7th grade, and you're just like.
I was in 8th, 9th grade. Just remember. I'm like, yeah.
She's kind of smart over here.
I graduated high school like 3 months after, like 3 months right before I turned 17. I was like 16 my whole senior year, so I was 12 literally freshman year of high school.
Get her out.
Yeah, that's when it really changed.
Wow.
Because I think that's when my dad really started talking to me more about like, not like the world, but more so about myself, in the sense like you could do anything you set your mind to. But when he was saying, he'd be like, literally anything, and I'd be like, anything? Like in my head, I'm like, really? Anything that I think can happen?
After that, it just like flowed. Like
It just
came to you naturally.
Not the visions, no, but just more so like me researching and unlearning like about religion, unlearning about how I communicated, unlearning about what's the best to like deal with my emotions, like all of that, like more so like the at-home stuff and like me trying to deal with how I dealt with situations.
Right. You know, I feel you. Like I said, I think mine was like, you know, when I moved in, because I was so like sheltered. So like after I
really? Is that why you always like talk about that day?
yeah, because
I were in that room too.
Yeah, like that was a whole different like experience for me. That's why I call like that the oasis, because I'm like, that's when everything just like got changed.
So basically, she moved in with me when like right after I had Ace, right? It was like before.
No,
I was
before.
pregnant.
It was like 2018.
Yeah, I was for some reason I was gonna tell you like 2018 was like the changing year, but 2018 she was living with me. This was like right, like I was pregnant with Ace because I had him in 2019, and this is like when I was like already deep dived into like stuff about like just the Bible and like a little stuff about the Illuminati. I don't even like that's like little shit.
Yeah,
but that's like nothing compared to
nothing.
Yeah, that's nothing anymore. But I told her I was like, there's stuff you would never believe.
I was like, what? I was like, what are you talking about?
I was like, and the first thing I told her, and you guys, I don't know if some people know this, but if you're old, you know this. But I was like, did you know Jesus had a wife? And that's the first thing I told you. I was like, yeah.
I was
yeah.
like, no, wait a minute.
I was like, so that's true. Imagine everything else.
Bro, and then was it you or was it
my dad?
I think it was actually your brother who sent me the Pope.
Yeah. And then that's when, and then I think later on that week, like it was so much that happened like right after I told her that.
Bro,
literally, no, I think I started off with like the stars or the sun or the moon or something.
Something like subtle, yeah.
Yeah, and then later on that week, my dad was like, not only did he have a wife, but he had kids too. And we were like, I didn't know. I was like, what?
Yeah, and then
that's
like
crazy.
I don't know, just like me growing up in church. Okay, my dad was a pastor, so like me growing up in church, like it was just like so like I feel like I've heard everything multiple times. Like,
it's very repetitive.
Yeah, very repetitive. So I'm just like, and then when I hear like, you know, Jesus had a wife and he had kids, and then like, what else? Like speaking in tongues and
yeah, that shit too. Remember we were like, I don't want to ruin that shit.
Yeah, you want to research it on your own, but it's just like basically like I was just exposed to a lot of things, like not only just like my religion, like not even like I was exposed to the word religion and the categories under it, and then I was exposed to what actually is here, like what actually is creating all of this, you know what I mean, like, and then like how to live your life too. Like I'm still learning on like how to live like on the day-to-day, like it's just crazy, like
because it's like I feel like, remember when I don't know if I told you this, but I feel like when you learn all that stuff, it's like you have to start with the mind, you have to unlearn, and then you have to get to the body, which is more so like meditation, like going within, and then you have to start with your soul, like the shadow work and shit like that, so that you could heal everything, like you can break free like fully, not just from how the world is, but like how like your childhood was, how you are, like who you were before who you were, you know what I mean, like all that, like really uncovering the truth, so you're at peace. Live finding peace, and you're not living like week to week like drama, because it's really just all like trauma cycles. Like you learn one thing and then it's like, well, and then you like start to feel like that's not even real anymore, and then you learn something, you're like, oh well, it's so many different like levels, and like, and then once even spirituality, where it's like that's not even a thing anymore, it's just
because it's so like
that was a mental,
like, so like,
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing, like the whole social media. I just wish. I don't know. Sometimes like it's beneficial, obviously, but then on the other hand, it's just like, bro,
I don't like it.
Social media was never existed. I'm pretty sure people,
the
world would not. Yeah, the world would not be like this.
But if you think about it, before social media, like before all this was popping, we were like slaves. Like it was a lot of like mental enslavement to like just having a routine, work 9 to 5, like.
Yeah, that's
So it's like there's so many different things we could go without. It's like let's just have like what we're meant to have, just peaceful lives,
right.
gardening.
Right. Can you just garden?
Gardening, literally.
Getting trumpets, you know. How do you
Play
play
music.
music?
Yeah, exactly.
Since we're talking about like religion and stuff, like, do you still pray? Like, if you do, like, how do you pray? Cause
I don't pray. I don't pray. Like that's one of my language.
right.
I don't pray in the way that people view prayer. It's like a not even an everyday thing. It's like a every couple hours thing. Like it's like a by the experiencing. It's by the moment thing. Like if I feel like I need to realign myself, I'll say something that'll get me back together.
Mm-hmm. That one's on the floor, Missy. I think you want that one. See, that was kind of like British, like England.
I didn't even notice it.
See,
You know, I
comes out.
That was a little Chinese, a little Dutch. Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
You want some more? Here you go.
I don't think she wanted more.
All right. What's one thing about yourself that you're trying to break? Now.
Honestly, you've told me this multiple times, and now I'm like, I feel like I'm just not listening, but like,
Didn't I tell you 5 months ago that it'd be 5 months? Okay, go ahead.
but like, stop chasing like men, or like, cause if you know, you know, but I'm kind of like a smooth talker, so like,
Oh, we're over that. Even was like, stop lying.
Wow, a quick juice. Some noodles.
Fuck. You didn't even know you were sick. Although you have been looking a little. I'm not sick. A lot.
Okay, Ace, what is yours?
Well, training will be in the hands
All right, Ace.
of the dragon lord.
Ready?
She's always telling everyone what to do. Come on, you're the fun. There is always something to learn, even for us. For instance, I'll show you another move. The dramatic exit. What's that? That's where to go.
Okay.
are you done?
He's gone, guys. It's cool. We'll wait.
You missed it, Nine. What the heck? Oh, you're trying to show you my karate moves, and you're not even paying attention.
Bro, what is your problem? Bro, like freaking mother, like son. That is too funny. You know what's so crazy? I feel like we're louder over here than we were.
Of course.
It's so funny. Their parents are like, go to your side of the house, and we're still loud. This is how she. Days. Days. Days.
I was badly wounded. My friend carried me for days looking for her until we came to a secret village.
Bro, you're like a spider monkey.
Pandas? Yes, pandas.
Yo, wait, are you okay?
Yeah. Just a little thorn.
Oh, yeah.
You taught me how to give chi.
Okay. Okay. You see how I pull out that leg?
All that wait, how does it go? All that wagon? Wait, what you packing in that wagon? Wait. I don't know.
I don't know. Ace.
Those are cute.
Oh yeah, these are cute. I like them. Okay, we have a staple.
A great staple.
Great staple.
Never return to the mortal realm.
It's giving house mommy.
It's giving.
It's giving Benny over in the kitchen counter. Right after I cooked you breakfast and took you to Easter dinner.
Easter. Oh my gosh. It's giving Pippi over the counter. Oh, those are fun.
Oh, Easter.
Okay.
Okay, I still got a little booty.
No, yeah. You got something about that? I'm trying to film myself.
Oh, these hurt.
Really?
Yeah, they hurt.
Have you heard about like the
No, I think they're too small.
numbing spray? Oh,
No, numbing spray.
yeah.
I don't want to numb me.
That's what people are doing.
I didn't know I still had a booty. I thought that thing went away.
No, night.
You know that white guy that be like with the heels? He's like. I just feel like my body looks good in heels in general, whether the heels look cute or not.
Really? Nah. I think that's false. I mean, you do got a small ankle though.
Cute in heels in general?
No, you got a small ankle. I think it's just
What are you gonna say? You gotta agree with me, bro. What are you doing?
I think it just depends on the heel. Like the ones that you put on first, those are cute because like it's like the strap. Like the straps are too
These are getting
much.
schoolboy losers.
And you have like really narrow feet.
So?
No, I'm saying you have narrow feet and a lot of heels are wide. So it looks like you're drowning. No, I'm trying to be completely honest. Shut the fuck up. Bro, shut up. So I'm gonna sneak out but through the bathroom. Alright, love you. Call me, text me.